You said that work on the Prime Minister's residence, which may be this Prime Minister's today and in the future maybe some other Prime Minister's residence. But it is part of the first phase of the Central Vista. When will it begin? When do you think this particular part of the project will be undertaken, Mr. Puri?
Madam, I've already told you that the first phase we have taken up these two projects which we are implementing, point one. In the next phase, we have to take up 3 of those buildings out of the 10 in the phase. Which phase this will come in? We have not even applied our minds to it. Now the shifting, let me give another example. The shifting to North Block and South Block will take place when all those 10 buildings are ready, not likely to take place for the next 4 years. When the Prime Minister's house, when we see the design, etc. Just now what has happened is, there were 90 acres of prime land which was occupied by Second World War Hutmans. We have just made arrangements to shift those. Then we will look at the design. We will tell you, I'll be the first to come on your show to tell you, this is how it's planned, this is what the design will look like, this is when it is likely to happen. This now, our beloved young leader says, 13,014 crore ka ban raha hai. Modi Mahal, are 13,400 crore. 13,400 crore may be just the cost of the entire expenditure on the entire project. And then somebody like work on this is starting. Now, they have made a link between a proposal which we have not received and a total expenditure. This is the level of irresponsible discourse which we have in the public domain taking place.
Mr. Puri, do you think when the initial part of the second wave began and there were people like the Congress party, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who came in and who said PM's ego is bigger than people's lives, Yashwant Sinha who came and said people are dying of COVID, but Prime Minister's priority is the Central Vista costing thousands of crores. Is he mad? You know, all kinds of statements. And Mahua Moitra of the Trinamool Congress came out and said Article 370 enforced revocation happened overnight and Central Vista should be finished on time, but they cannot supply 900 million metric tons of oxygen daily to our capital. You know, there was a targeted, you can call it shelling of the central government. Do you think this was because your defenses were down after the defeat in the West Bengal elections?
That it was targeted shelling of the central government and its democratically elected government, I have no doubt. There was shelling, and it's much of this shelling was completely unwarranted, and it may be on account of a lot of factors. Insofar as the specifics are concerned, let me just again make it absolutely clear. All the criticism, you tabulate when a person made the statement and what is the statement, and I'll give you the answer. But the fact remains that we met the oxygen crisis, both in the central capital, Delhi, where it transpires that even when we were supplying oxygen, the elected government of the Union Territory was telling the supplier, "Abhi mat bhejo, hamare paas storage capacity nahi hai." I can give you hundreds of these examples. But what is far more important is that